Hello, I'm Chris from the FPL Dude and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video for the 2020-2021 season. In today's video, I'm going to build a wildcard team that will help you last now from Game Week 26 to Game Week 29. With this wildcard, you'll actually have 11 double Game Week players for Game Week 26, 3 double Game Week players for Game Week 27, and full 11 starters for Game Week 29. If you're new around here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I've noticed that only 10% of you watching my videos have subscribed, and don't be afraid to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. For me to be able now to target the best players from the best team that have the best fixtures and actually do play a game week in Game Week 29, first of all we must take a look at those upcoming fixtures. As I said in my previous video, which you can find in the top right corner, I talk about the best players from Game Week 26 to Game Week 29, and Manchester City, Tottenham, Aston Villa and Fulham are the teams that actually have an extra fixture in the next 4 game weeks. So I do believe that they should potentially do best because they do play an extra game, and if you want to go play it safe and want to do good now in the next couple of games, then you should probably focus on these 4 teams. So I'm actually going to bring in 9 players from these teams, potentially 10, that have double game week fixture now in Game Week 26. Some of them do play double game week in Game Week 27, but 10 of them, 9 or 10 should play fixture for Game Week 29, so you could potentially bring in 1 or 2 more players now in the next 3 weeks. So if nobody gets injured, you have excellent potential to even save a transfer until Game Week 29. So yeah, to start building the team now, I'm actually going to target 3 players from the Aston Villa team. The first one is Grealish. I really do believe that he is an excellent player and he is going to do really good. The second player is Watkins. He is a fantastic striker as well. He is very fast. He is excellent in the counter-attacking football, and they have 1 extra fixture, as I said, so he has much better potential to do better than all of the other cheap defenders at his price range, or all other defenders that cost 7 millions or less. As for the next player that I'm going to go for this team, I'm going to go for Target. I was actually thinking a lot between Target and Meslier, but there is a bit of a potential for doing a rotation. Like, if you now go for Fulham goalkeeper Areola and you go for Target, this is what I'm actually going to do because they seem like the cheapest version of this combination. Areola 4.5 million and Target 4.9 millions. So that does not cost a lot, that's around 9.4 million in total. But if you wish, you could potentially go for perhaps one of the Fulham's defenders, Aina. So you could potentially go for Aina because he's very cheap, and then go for Martinez on your goal. But that is a version that costs around 0.4 million more than the version I'm going to build. I unfortunately don't have enough money. The team costs around 102 million, so if you have more than 102 millions, then you could potentially go for Martinez and Aina while not going for Target at all. But unfortunately I do not have the money because I've already built this team and I checked, so I'm going to go for Target and Areola because they are a bit cheaper now. 0.4 million cheaper than the other combination. So the next players now that I'm going to target are actually going to be Tottenham players. I really do believe that we need to go for Kane. Kane is a must-have now for this game week. Son seem like a must-have as well for this game week because they do play a double game week. They do have a fixture in Game Week 29, which is excellent. And I believe that they have excellent potential to do really good now in the next 4 game weeks. I could potentially even perhaps go for a defender from this team or a goalkeeper if you have the money, Hugo Lloris, but I already have Areola, so I do not want to go for any of those players. And when we go for their defenders, I found one that is actually really good. Tottenham, where is Spas? There is Spas. I believe that Davis have excellent potential to do really good, because look at him now. He did get to start almost in all of the last couple of games. He did get to start 6 out of 6 games. He did miss one and start 2 previous as well. So I do believe that he seemed like a guaranteed starter. He should most definitely be playing now in the double game week 26, where they play against Burnley and Fulham. So he offers excellent clean sheet potential in both of the games. So I'm going to go for Davis. In my previous video I actually talked about Dyer, but when we took a look at Dyer, when we take a look at him, he actually missed 2 out of the last 5 games, so he is a bit of a rotation risk, and he does cost a bit more than Davis. We actually want to save money now, because the team is going to spend all of my budget. So I do believe that Davis should potentially do really good now in the run of 4 fixtures. The next team that I'm going to target now are Manchester City. I'm going to go for Dias, as he does seem as a guaranteed starter. He's excellent here. He does cost a bit more than the regular defenders, but he's a player that is guaranteed starter, as I said, and he offers excellent clean sheet potential, especially because they do play a double game week now, and they have a fixture in game week 20. They don't have a fixture in game week 29, I'm sorry, but they do have 2 double game weeks upcoming. They have a double game week now in game week 26, and they do have a double game week in 27. And if we wish to go for Cancelo, perhaps Cancelo missed some of these games, but we've previously seen that Dias is a player that actually can start in a lot of games in a row, and it's never been a problem for him. So I do believe that Dias is the best player to go from that team. The next player that I'm going to go for is, someone very obvious, because he is the best player for that price range. He is really good player. His form has been fantastic now in the last couple of games. I believe that he is going to continue to do really good, especially now with Kevin De Bruyne's return. So the next player that I actually want to bring in for this Wildcard team is Kevin De Bruyne. I really do believe that Kevin De Bruyne is going to be an excellent differential tone through the run of the next 4 games, 4 fixtures. De Bruyne is not owned by a lot of people right now, because he was injured for a couple of games, but he is making a return, I believe, now in game week 25. So he should be fit and ready to play in game week 26. If something happens now with De Bruyne, he gets injured, I hope he doesn't, you should potentially go for Salah, Fernandes, or even Sterling on this one. So the next player that I'm going to go for, we need another starter now for game week 20. All of these players play a game week in game week 29, so I have 4, 7, 9, 10 players. So you don't need to spend a lot of transfers to have 11 starters for your game week 29, and all of these players do play a double game week now in game week 26. Well, Manchester City play an extra double game week in game week 27. So the last player that you could potentially bring in right now, and it's some kind of option for you to go for. So you can go for, let's say, Leicester player. You could potentially go for Vardy. You could potentially go for Barnes or Maddison. I believe the Vardy is the best out of these 3, so you should go for Vardy. And if you have the money, they play against Arsenal and against Burnley. They offer us excellent attacking FPL return potential in both of those games. The next team is Liverpool, so you should take a look at Salah as well. He has excellent potential to do really good, excellent potential for captaincy. They play against Sheffield United, which seemed like an easy fixture, and against Chelsea. That second fixture against Chelsea is a bit tougher, but I still believe they have excellent potential to do good. As for the next team that have excellent double game week now, Everton. They have one of the best double game weeks right now. They play against Southampton. Southampton's defense have been terrible now in the last couple of games. They've been terrible throughout the season. So I do believe that Everton offers excellent attacking FPL return potential against them, and even greater attacking FPL return potential against West Brom, because West Brom have actually been the team that have allowed most goals out of all teams in the Premier League. So you could potentially go for Calvert-Lewin. He has excellent potential to do really good here as well. The next player that you should take a look at is Fernandes. Fernandes with double game week as well. He plays against Chelsea. He plays against Crystal Palace away. The second fixture seemed very easy. Crystal Palace defense have not been that good in the last couple of games. The defense have not been that good throughout the season. So yeah, he does offer us excellent attacking FPL potential in that game. But the first one is a bit tougher one, but it's same like Liverpool or Salah. They play against Chelsea as well. So yeah, you should potentially go for some of these 4 or 5 players that I mentioned. But me personally believe that the one that is going actually to do best now in Game Week 26 is Vardy. I mean, I like him a bit more than Calvert-Lewin because he is a player that I trust a bit more. He has been in the Premier League a bit longer. He has done well a bit longer. So I do believe that he is going to do really good now. In this game week, we have seen Everton have blanked in so many game weeks, surprisingly, against so many weak defenses. I believe they blanked against Leeds, if I remember right. They blanked against Fulham as well. So I'm afraid that perhaps Everton Calvert-Lewin might even be the weakest link now if we compare him to Salah, to Fernandes or to Vardy. And Vardy does seem to have the easiest double game week out of all these players, so I do believe that Vardy should potentially do good. So I'm going to go for Vardy on this one. So yeah, this is pretty much how I would line up now for game week 25. The next player, or the first player that I'm going to have on my bench is actually going to be Lookman. Him as well play a double game week now and have a fixture in game week 29, but I do believe that he is an excellent player to own on the bench. He does not cost a lot. He is a guarantee starter. So if anything happens to any of these players, he is actually going to jump in and change them. And he does play 2 games now in the game week 26, so he has excellent potential to do really good. As for the goalkeeper, I'm actually going to go for someone really cheap because I'm covered now for the double game week. I am covered for game week 29. And the only one goalkeeper that could have potential to do better than this goalkeeper, as I said, is Martinez, but I actually already own 3 Aston Villa targets, so I can't go for Martinez. And if you now want to go for some goalkeeper that does not cost a lot, you should potentially go just for some cheap goalkeeper that costs 3.9 millions, because I don't believe that he's actually going to play, as I believe that Areola is going to take part and start in all of the next upcoming fixtures. So yeah, this is pretty much how my team look like right now. The first defender that I'm going to go for right now, I believe will do really good, is going to be a Burnley defender actually, because they do play a double game week as well and they do offer us some clean sheet potential because they are a very good defensive team. They've been that throughout the whole season, and I do believe that they should potentially do good now because they do play a double game week, as I said. I'm going to go for Tyler. He's a player that I really liked. I've talked about him in my previous videos a couple of times. I do believe that he is going to do good. He is their most attacking minded and most creative player. He was injured now for so many games, but he is making a return now. So I do believe that he is going to be my second replacement on the bench, or my second substitute, or my second bench warmer, to just sit there on the bench. And as for the last player that I'm going to go for right now, which I believe will do really good and have excellent potential to do good, is actually going to be a cheap defender that have potential to start perhaps in some of the game. He is going to be my last bench replacement. I don't even think that he is going to have the chance to start, but he does cost 3.9 million, so he does fit perfectly well in my squad. So now when I take a look at this, I have 2.5 million extra, so I could potentially upgrade Son to Fernandes, and this does seem like an excellent upgrade. I actually have 0.3 millions in the bank left. It is going to be 0.1 if you calculate the real money for the real value of Fernandes, because I pay only 11.4 millions because I already own that player. So yeah, this is a team that actually cost around 102 millions, as I said. If you have a bit more than that, just to maximize the effect, you should go for Martinez and Aina instead of Areola and Target. So yes, you're covered for game week 26, covered for game week 27, covered for game week 29. Thank you a lot for watching. If you thought this video was of any help, please do give it thumbs up. And if you're new around here and if not done it already, please do subscribe. So yeah, see you next time.